work. But we need the ammunition for our tests.
Look, I'll buy the Army a new goddamn door.
You can't afford a door like that. Did you see what it stood up to?
Exactly! Some spitball from Romania! It was my understanding that only Soviet arms would be used in these tests.
Well, yes. And Romania is one of the Soviet blocs. Isn't it?
Colonel Burton, we've been testing the Bradley for some time now. You may not be aware of some of the steps we've taken. The Romanian rocket is only 73 millimeters. That's less than the 85 millimeter Russian version. A smaller diameter means a smaller explosion, a smaller hole, and less shrapnel. We're interested in conducting ballistic tests using all sorts of ammunition of varying diameters to determine the exact threshold of the Bradley's tolerance. So far, it's held up against everything we've thrown at it, sir. Soviet, Romanian,
Latvian, Lithuanian.
like a rock.
My apologies.
Well, you're new to the project. There's a lot to catch up on.
You're right. So if you'll just get me the test reports, I can catch right up.
How's that, Colonel?
Send me the data, I'll do my homework, and we can push this thing right through.
But we've got 5 years of test reports on this model alone, sir.
We have a schedule to maintain.
And let's keep to it. Get the Bradley into production ASAP. What do you say? Thank you, gentlemen.
I have CINCOM recruiting me. This could blow the whole deal.
I'm telling you, sir, you've got to nip this in the bud like you did with the last guy.
Don't worry about it.
Sir, he wants to see the reports. How are we going to stop him?
Just give him the reports.
Are you out of your mind? I'm not going to show him a single page.
Now listen to me. Listen very carefully. Give him everything he wants. Every single piece of paper. Everything.
You see this? I've been a bird colonel so long, I swear I'm growing feathers. Now, if you have the design hats to hold those goddamn missiles, then just do it.
Please be seated. This will be brief as I'm needed at the Oval Office. I want to call your attention to this morning's New York Times. If you'd be so kind to turn to the editorial page. It essentially says that every weapon we produce is an overpriced piece of junk. Now, that's not news. Critics have said it for years. What was news to me touched on our supposedly spectacular Sergeant York anti-aircraft gun. It says there that when the Sergeant York proved incapable of hitting airplanes, we test-fired it at hovering helicopters. When it failed to hit hovering helicopters, we fired it at stationary targets, and it missed those. Now, is this possible, General Keane?
There was a problem with the proximity fusing.
According to this, one missile locked onto a ventilation fan in a latrine and destroyed the latrine. Were we test firing at latrines that day?
My first sergeant was in that latrine at the time, and I can assure you he's around to swear otherwise.
Why am I learning about these things in the newspaper? It makes me look foolish, and I am not a foolish man. General Cushing, are you having any problems with the Maverick missile you're testing?
No, sir.
Admiral Morehouse, any problems with the A-12?
None whatsoever, sir.
General Partridge?
Sir?
Any problems with the Bradley?
No, sir. Absolutely not. Production is imminent. Mr. Secretary, I believe the press is on a wild goose chase, looking for problems where none exist.
Let's hope you're right, General. Because there are people in this administration who do have problems. Terrorists in Lebanon, and Colonel Gaddafi in Libya, and Sandinistas in Nicaragua. And let's not forget our ongoing problems with the Soviet Union. Frankly, I don't appreciate calls from reporters and congressmen asking me why nothing we are working on works. And I can't answer them because the men in charge of developing these systems tell me everything is just peachy. So, if you don't have problems, good. If you do, get rid of them. I want these weapons built. If not by you, I'll find men who can.